we could not be happier to have you here on this incredible day. We have been thinking about this and planning and worrying about this since the hurricane hit. As you know, we lost everything in our golf practice facility, and it's been a hard road. But thanks to the generosity of some of our friends that you're going to hear from today, we are here today to celebrate Sherri and Rob Daniels and this incredible facility. And a really incredible, yes, yay. And especially meaningful because of these young women of whom we are so very proud and who finally have a home right here in the center of our campus, right next to the weight room. They'll be able to bump elbows with their fellow athletes on a regular basis. It's going to be great to have them on campus. It'll be great to come over and watch them. So thank you all for coming. We're thrilled to have you here. And now I'm going to turn things over to Janet.
Thank you, Chancellor. Appreciate it very, very much. Boy, am I excited. And, most of you know, this August, believe it or not, it will be the 10th anniversary of starting women's golf here. And raise your hand if you met upstairs. You remember we met in the little room 10 years ago to say, can we have a women's golf program? And look where we are today. The other reason that, the longer I've been here, whenever we do something like this that really impacts our student athletes and our campus, I get really emotional because, these things, when you help us and the Daniels and your family, when you help us, you make a difference here. I mean, you really make a difference. And we talk about that so much, how much our friends mean. If you can bear with me, there's a little story that goes with this, and Chancellor already referred to, we lost our whole golf, the locker room, everything in the storm. Although we're trying to forget about the storm, those of us that live here. We lost everything. So we were going to have to redo and try to find another place. And so the Country Club of Asheville was able to help us for a short amount of time. But then something called the fire marshal said that the simulators were too close to the ceiling, so we couldn't use that anymore. So we get here in August and we're going like, what are we going to do? Because eventually it's going to be January, it's going to be cold, although last week it was hot. So you could have played outside. And, we started looking at places, and I know Ross would go with me, Bruce Goforth, we went over to Asheville High. We could just not find a place. And then the end of September, Rob and Sherri get in touch with us through Donna Bailey. Donna's always up there talking about our golf program, I know. And Rob and Sherri come over, and we sit in the Sherrill Center. And they said, we want to see if we can help you. And Rob had been out trying to help us find a warehouse and some other things. And lo and behold, we sat there and they said, by the way, we're going on a trip. We'll be back in 10 days. But we really, from some conversations with our women's golfers, and I know Sherri's going to talk about this, our Leaders for Leaders mentoring program has been unbelievable, where you as adults spend time with our student athletes. And those conversations mean so much, not only to you, but also to our student athletes. And now, as you can see, helping us get a facility. So they leave, they go on a trip. And I walk away, Shannon's with me, I'm going, I got to figure something out, because I'm not going to turn down money, as y'all know. There's no way I'm going to turn down money or opportunity. And so the first thing I did, was trying to figure out where could we put this. I couldn't build a building by December the 31st, and that was part of it. Can you do it by December 31st before they came back? Because these people love you, by the way. They wanted to make sure it was done. And so one of my first conversations, and Leah's here, Leah runs our student rec. They were moving outdoor ed down here, and we had these 4 racquetball courts that weren't being used very much. But guess what? These racquetball courts don't really belong to athletics. They belong to student rec. So I had a conversation with Leah, and of course everybody knows our wonderful Vice Chancellor Megan. And I'm like, how about if we do a little trading or something, man? I'll put carpet, I'll help fix the HVAC, because what you see today is nothing what they look like at the end of September. I mean, I'm telling you, the carpet, the paint, the lights are from the original when the building was built, which is back in the 80s. So Leah's like, yeah, we're going to do a bouldering area for the students. And that whole area, what was a vacant, not very used, dark area, is going to really be an engaging student experience for not only our golfers, but also for our students on campus. So that was the first conversation. The second thing we did was, has anybody ever converted racquetball courts into a golf hitting facility? But believe it or not, they have. Because remember, I'm not the smartest person around. I mean, we'll steal anything from anybody else. So we did some research. Then, many of you know we use McMillan, Patson, and Smith. I call up our good friend over there, Kyle, and I say, listen, I got a couple friends who say they're going to help us with a golf facility. I got a racquetball court, and I can sketch something on paper. Can you do some kind of rendering? Because when they come back, I want to be able to show them what we could do. So they come back from the trip, they come over, I walk them down here, and they're sort of like, where in the world are we going? And they come down here and they see something that looks awful. And I said, I know it looks awful now, but here's what it's going to look like. And they were like, and you think y'all can do this? I said, I know I can do it because Tony, right there, if you don't know Tony, he's the project manager. And Tony and Scott Walker, I'm like, guess what, guys? I promise we're going to have a golf facility by December 31st. And Tony's going, Janet, you're crazy. I know you're crazy. I said, Tony, can you help? And I want to give him credit. Tony helped line up the painters, the electricians, all these kind of things that go into making a project happen in a short amount of time. So, you know, Leah to Tony, and then what happens is you got to get Jeff Lauder, painter, you got to get the electricians, you got to get pro putts over here, you got to order lockers from California. All this came together. And then we go to the Board of Trustees and say, by the way, and our chair of our Board of Trustees, Roger Aikens here, Roger Reyes, because guess what? Board of Trustees have the authority to approve facilities and naming opportunities. And of course, Roger does his magic, and the board is thrilled, and we're going to name this the Sherri and Rob Daniels facility. But the story gets better here. Rob says he wants to help. So Rob brings over his son-in-law and his grandsons, and they help. Ross is in there too, and of course I'm in there. Y'all know who's going to try to manage everything. Me. I'm trying to tell them how to do it, of course. They're in there, they put the lockers together, we get the lockers up, and literally this project from September to December 31st, because of a true team effort. A team effort is the only way we run this university and this athletic department. I've said this for years. You know, it's all because people come together like you and now the Daniels that want to help us do something for these people who are the reason we're here, students and student athletes. You know, so the kindness and generosity makes a big difference here. And I could go on and on about all these kind of funny stories. Danny's been helping getting pictures, and Ross and Andy, I think Andy's in here. He helped Ross put the simulators up. I mean, everyone, Shannon's staff, Donna, everyone has contributed to this project. So it is truly a university facility because of all of you. And for you to show up today just proves how much that you care about this university and also about our students and our student athletes. Because as I always say, the most important thing is the name on the front of the jersey is UNC Asheville. The names on the back is not why we're here. It's what we do is to help our students. And I am going to, if Rob and Sherri would hop up, and their families here, their daughter, their son-in-law, and their grandchildren are here. If y'all would come up here. These two people, I've never seen two people, yes. I have never, the other part that has really made me want to work harder, made me call Tony constantly, email people. I'm driving Ross crazy, making sure. When two people are so happy to give away something and help you do something, it makes the project so much more fun. when they are over here, and they came over several times, and we'd be in there. The painters were here one day. You got to meet Jeff Lauder. If anybody knows Jeff, he's a great guy. I mean, a project like this is so much more meaningful because of people. And so on behalf of the University of North Carolina, Asheville, the athletic department, and these wonderful student athletes, and the ones that will come after them, and our coaches who are here, we can't thank you enough. And I think, Sherri, you're going to say something, and then I got a little something for you.
Is it on? Ah, okay. Well, come closer. Okay. I just want to thank everybody for coming today. And it means a lot to have all of you here. We couldn't have done this without the university, the staff of the university, the coaching staff, all of the people that really care about these girls. So Janet has said a lot of what I wanted to tell you today, but you know that their facility was lost during Helene, and we had a chance over the past year to talk to them a lot of times and to ask them what they needed. And over again, what we heard was, we need a space of our own. We need a space of our own. So in September, Rob and I decided that we were going to come talk to Janet, and we told her what we were thinking, but we told her there were three things. It had to be a permanent facility, it had to be on campus, and it had to be finished by the time the girls came back from their break. She could have laughed at us and said, "Oh, there's no way," but that's not her. She took it and she ran with it and she got it done, and we are so pleased. Thank you very much. But I also just want to stress that this team and the teams that will follow need all of us. They need the university staff. They need the coaching staff. They need everybody that volunteers their time, including the countless volunteers for the team's French Broad tournament. It's amazing how many people love this team. And girls, every time you walk through that door, I want you to remember each person that is there to help you and to strive to make this the best Bulldog team ever. Go Bulldogs.
So Sherri and Rob, y'all come up. We want to just give you a little something that you can display in your home as a sort of something to remind us today. Yeah, I do want to say this. Talk about one cool guy, because I'm going to tell you.
This is a paid endorsement.
He was very adamant about whose name should go first, Sherri, because this is a women's golf program. And ever since, from the first time he said that, I'm like, I really are going to love working with Rob. And so it's very, very good. I do want, we're going to do a ceremonial ribbon cutting here in a minute, but I'm going to ask Jordan, come on over here. Catch her off. Hey, you've been on vacation, you know. Jordan's going to tell you a little bit about what it means to our team to have a practice facility, because you know what it's like not to have
Yeah.
one. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, I'm Jordan. I'm a sophomore. This facility just means so much to us. Oh, sorry. This facility means so much to us because we had to go through what it was like to not have one. And like, I grew up having one and I never knew what it was like to not have one. And it is incredible what you guys have done for us. Thank you so much, because the winters here are pretty cold. And to be able to practice and continue to better ourselves through the winter season when other teams maybe don't have that. It creates a, oh God, what is the word? Like a, I literally cannot think of it. It creates such an advantage for us and for our whole team. And I know that on behalf of like our entire team, we're so thankful to have such great mentors and donors, and we are definitely the luckiest team on campus. And thank you all. That was all.
You did great. All right. Here's what we're going to do, because we want you to, some of you are like, what is a golf hitting facility? We're going to cut the ribbon, the chancellor and Roger, since Board of Trustees, this is one of your things. We'll let you be in the picture, and we'll take some more pictures. And then our golfers are going to actually go in there and show you how we use the simulators and do some putting. It's a putting green that is not your typical putting green that you just can't, it's not like putt-putt, folks. It's a real putting green. And you can see something that they do. Also, thanks to Shannon Earl, if you don't know, over here with the advancement team, they've got us some snacks and food. You can hang around. There's a viewing area down here. Once we cut the ribbon, you can sit down there and watch them hit. But once again, I know for the chancellor and myself, thank you all for being here. And Tony, once again, I got to thank you, because our folks over in facilities sometimes don't get enough credit, but Tony has been wonderful to work with on this project. So Tony, thank you. All right, let's cut the ribbon. Woo, okay, here we go. Thank you. All right, golfers, go take a look. Go take a look at your facility.